Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to try something different here. We're going to be reacting to a cancerous channel, My Story Animated. I'm already dying.
I woke up in the hospital room to my parents talking. Once I opened my eyes, they let out a sigh of relief. Dad whispered, "Thank God," and my mom cried from happiness. I said in a comforting tone, "I'm fine, guys. It's a minor accident. I fell off a tree yesterday and they brought me here." And while we were talking, a friendly nurse came into the room. She wanted to check my vitals. But for some reason, my parents couldn't stop staring at her. They kept looking to the point she felt uncomfortable and said, "I'm sorry, is there something wrong with
Yes, there is something wrong here. These parents are kind of creepy.
my face?" But my parents didn't respond. It was like they got hypnotized or something, so I said, "Oh no, they're just a bit shocked. I'm their only child. They were scared for me." And then I turned to them and said, "What's wrong with you today?" But they never paid me any attention.
What? This story's just weird.
They kept staring at the nurse. I was really embarrassed by them. I've never seen them act like that before. And as soon as she finished her work and got out, I yelled, "Mom, Dad, what
Wait
the
a
heck?"
second.
And as soon as she
Bonnier.
finished her work and got out, I yelled, "Mom, Dad, what the hell was
Yeah,
that?" My
the
dad
fuck was that? It's pretty weird.
shocked me by saying, "I think we just met your kidnapped sister." Wait, what? What do you mean? But my dad didn't respond. He grabbed Mom by her arm and they followed the nurse. I wanted to get up and go after them, but my leg hurt
I thought
so
you said it was just
bad.
a minor
So I
accident. My thoughts like a minor accident, you come out totally unharmed, but you didn't come out unharmed.
I rang the bell for the nurses to get me a wheelchair. I went to the hallway and I couldn't
You need
believe
a
my eyes.
cast? Oh wait, what? What the fuck? So now her leg's just broken? They never fucking explained that.
Mom was crying and Dad was talking to the nurse using a lot of hand gestures. He was clearly emotional. I came close and heard them mention a DNA test. What? That fast? Are they going to ignore the fact that I have no idea about this kidnapped sister? I got sick of waiting for them to explain, so I went back to my room, waiting for answers. A couple of hours passed until my parents showed up. I yelled as soon as I saw them, "I need to know everything right now." Dad explained that I had an older sister, Maria, who got kidnapped 10 years ago.
What?
I was 10 at that time. "How come I don't remember anything about her?" I asked Dad. "I was 10. Mom answered nervously. "That's because you had a post-traumatic disorder. Losing her caused you so much pain that your brain deleted all your memories about her. You loved her so much. 2 years after her kidnapping, my parents lost all hope
Your
of finding her.
parents do not
That's why they
care. They're just chilling here. That's not the face of two worried parents.
acted as if she never existed. They removed all pictures of her and they didn't mention anything about her in front of me to keep my sanity. When I asked about her, they told me it was my imagination. They didn't want me to feel the pain. Looking back, I understand why they were overprotective all these years. Now I understand why they insisted that I keep living with them after I turned 18. The DNA results came back positive, and the nurse actually turned out to be my sister. My parents were thrilled. It was like they were alive for the first time ever. Her current name was Isabella. She does not remember being kidnapped. All her memories were about foster homes until she got adopted by two loving parents who died recently in a car accident. But somehow she managed to build a life for herself and become a successful nurse. Isabella was excited to finally know where she came from. Meeting her biological parents was her ultimate dream. She and I bonded so fast during my stay at the hospital. She was kind-hearted and positive all the time.
If someone gets kidnapped, How'd they end up in a foster home? Were they kidnapped by the parents? That's just weird.
We had so much in common. We loved the same music, the same food. We even had the same sense of fashion. After I got released, I wanted to spend all my time with her. So one night, I took her
And
to
she
a
had
party
probably
hosted by one of
kidnapped you,
my
right?
friends. I was so excited for everyone to meet her, but something unexpected happened there. As I was going to get a drink, I noticed a super hot guy standing watching everyone from the side. I was single. I didn't want to miss the opportunity of talking to him, so I went to flirt with him. What is a good-looking guy doing here all by himself? He smiled and said, "Why? Will you keep me company?" "I might." He giggled and we started talking. His name was Andrew, and boy was he different.
Like a special
Nice,
way?
smart, and funny. I couldn't stop laughing at his jokes, and we kind of both lost track of time until Isabella
Actually,
came
wait, I
after
saw
she
something
saw
right
us
there.
together. I said she lost track of time. I couldn't stop laughing at his
Yeah.
jokes, and we kind of both lost track of time until Isabella came after she saw us together. I said cheerfully, "Hey sis, I want you to meet Aunt." Isabella smiled and immediately hugged Andrew. No introduction needed. We know each other. I was surprised to hear this, but I learned quickly that they used to date. My heart stopped and I looked at Andrew. He too looked disappointed after knowing that Isabella is my sister. They both started chatting about things I know nothing about. I felt like the third wheel. I looked at Andrew. I really liked him, but I don't think it's appropriate now to ask him out. On our way home, Isabella and I were dead quiet in the taxi. I wanted to ask her if she'd be okay with me going out with Andrew. I mean, I didn't know they
They're
were
not
together,
dating
and I
anymore,
only
so
knew I
yeah,
had a
you can
sister
go
like
out with him. It's retarded.
3 weeks ago. Isabella, would you mind me dating Andrew? I really like him. Isabella stared at me for a few moments and then said,
She's not even staring
"No,
at you.
he's all yours." I hugged her and said, "Oh, thanks. You are the best sister I could ever." The same night, I texted Andrew telling him to meet me for coffee. We started dating and it was fun at the beginning. But then things got really, really awkward. One time we went hiking with Isabella and my parents. Andrew was going up the hill when he stepped on a rock and fell. Ouch! We heard his scream and we all ran to see him. I freaked out to see that his leg was bleeding, but
Oh, not the ketchup.
Isabella got into a full-on panic. At first, I thought it was because she was a nurse and she knew how bad it was. But no, I tried to comfort Andrew and she yelled at me angrily. "Move! This is not a time for romance." Mom told me, "Honey, let Isabella do her job." We didn't finish the trip and we went back home.
What? She wasn't even doing anything. She's just trying to comfort him, dude. Like, fuck all of you, dude.
Another time, we waited for Andrew to join us for dinner. He came with a large bouquet of red flowers.
Oh yeah, let me guess. Like, they're gonna get mad at him again. Or her. Fuck it.
I was ecstatic to see him, so I hugged and kissed him. When Isabella saw that, she slammed the door and went inside. She left early.
Somebody's salty.
Things got worse from that point on. Isabella refused to stay in the same room with Andrew and me. She would leave whenever we showed any kind of affection towards
Then why didn't she just leave in the first place? Fucking retard.
each other. Then she completely stopped visiting us or responding to our messages. Mom and Dad got really worried. They thought I had done her wrong. Dad asked me suspiciously, "Isabella won't come here anymore. What did you do to her?" And Mom resumed, "Rita, you need to fix this. We can't afford to lose her again."
It's your fault you lost her in the first place.
I was pissed because of what they said, so I decided to confront Isabella. I went to see her at night after her shift ended. She didn't look happy to see me. "What are you doing here, Rita?"
Then why is she smiling? You're dumb.
"What is that aggressive tone about?" I ignored it and said,
Yeah. Why are you smiling at me and talking in an aggressive tone?
"I came to ask what's wrong. You've been away lately. You are not talking to any of us." And then out of nowhere, she started shouting. It was like I unleashed all the anger she had inside. what's wrong? After all these years, you get the best of everything. You didn't get kidnapped. You didn't live in foster homes where they abused you. You had mom and dad by your side all the
And she's smiling again.
damn time. And now you're getting with Andrew, my ex? The one I thought would get back to me and marry me? I was shocked and speechless for a few minutes. I didn't know she was abused as a child, and I definitely didn't know she still had feelings for Andrew. I whispered.
But everyone else did. She's been acting salty. She's been acting salty for him, like, for the whole story.
Isabella, you told me I could date him. She didn't let me finish my sentence. She left me standing in
You already finished your sentence.
her apartment and got out. My heart broke. I didn't mean to hurt her like that. I waited for her to come back so we could talk, but 3 hours passed with no sign of her at all. I went home, and when Mom saw me, she asked fearfully, "So, did you talk to her?" I had to lie, so I said, "Yeah, Mom, Isabella is busy. She's got loads of work. She'll be visiting soon." I left my mom and went to my room thinking of the mess I just created. I know it's not my fault that Isabella got kidnapped a long time ago, but I still felt guilty knowing I had the perfect childhood and she didn't.
And she's blaming you for that? That's bullshit.
If I continue to see Andrew, Isabella will get out of our lives. My parents will be devastated forever. I couldn't sleep that night. Morning came, and I made my decision to break up with Andrew. I sent him a message that we need to meet. He told me to come to his apartment, but when I saw him, I couldn't say those words. We were too in love with each other. He asked me, "What's going on?" And I just said awkwardly, "Oh, nothing. I just miss you." He smiled and kissed me, and then we went to his bedroom. I don't think I need to tell you what happened next.
Wait a second. I was just checking.
But when I got home that night, I noticed that Isabella's car was outside. Did she forgive me? I went in thinking she must have gone back to her senses and she wants to make things right again. But oh no, she told Mom and Dad about me and Andrew. She told them that I stole him from her. Mom was furious. Is
Your
this
mom's retarded.
how you repay your sister? She took care of you at the hospital. I wanted to keep my mouth shut and not make things worse, but Isabella was standing there with a sneaky look in her eyes, like she won. I couldn't bear it. And what was she thinking anyway by going to my parents?
Wait a second. You gotta make any complaints.
Were we 5-year-olds fighting over candy? So, I said in a challenging tone, "Actually, I just got back from Andrew's. We had the best time. And oh, get ready, sis. You are going to be an aunt soon." Mom was speechless, and Isabella's face turned dark red. I could feel that she wanted me dead at that point. I was lying. I just wanted to get under her skin. Isabella didn't say anything. She grabbed her purse and left. Mom turned hysterical. She started yelling at me. "How could you do this? She's your sister."
Ain't no sister of mine.
And I was pissed. The more she said, "She's your sister," the more I hated her. I hated the fact that I couldn't remember anything about her. At 3 a.m. in the morning, I got out of my room. I was so thirsty, so I went to the kitchen. But on my way there, I saw a light coming from the library room. It was Mom reading some papers. She was holding her head in her hands like she had a headache. Then 5 minutes later, she turned the lights off and went to her bedroom. I had to see them. I mean, Mom looked uneasy when she was
Wait,
reading
this was
them.
the first time she was reading them. She was smiling, but then having a flashback of her mom reading them, then she's frowning. That's inconsistency.
And what I saw shocked my entire world. They were my adoption papers. I was adopted. What? Was that the reason I couldn't remember anything about Isabella? She was already kidnapped when my parents got me? Wait, did they adopt
So
me
you're a replacement. Or an upgrade, as I would say.
to replace her? I felt as if someone punched me in the stomach. I felt sharp pain in my heart. My whole life has been one big fat lie. I couldn't sit still. I needed time to figure all of this out. I can't stay here. I packed 2 bags and got out of the house and left. I didn't want to speak to anyone. So I changed my number and went to live with my friend in another city. The only thing that I missed while I was away was my parents.
You don't need
Well,
them. They're pieces of shit. Well, the mom.
Though they lied to me, I couldn't ignore the fact that they loved me and took care of me all those years. So, 2 years later, I went back home to see them. They cried their heart out when they saw me. As for Andrew and Isabella, they never got back together. When I left, Andrew started dating another girl. Isabella, on the other hand, stayed single.
Good.
We are working on our relationship now. Wish us the best. What do you think of my story? Tell me in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Also, about her story, Alright, so basically, this has been me reacting to My Story Animated. I hated it. And also, see you next video. Bye.